Welcome to the cast. My name is Acrillus. Um, Side note, this is a little project of mine. I'm gonna try to cover all of the games from the DreamLeague Season 11 winners bracket. That is. I already mentioned this. We'll keep it short. Continue to watch if you want to, but it's just kind of like my whole kind of like a work portfolio thing. I just want to try it out. But we'll see how it goes. Take a look at these two teams here. I'll just start the replay here so we can get into it. But both two pretty strong teams here. I expect them to both put up a pretty good performance. Virtus.Pro probably having the edge in this match, just historically being an overall stronger team than Fnatic, I believe. Though Fnatic do have a pretty strong lineup, and if you've been keeping up with things lately, they've been pretty alright from themselves. As the first wave of bans comes out. Pretty typical for the Chen ban. Don't need to deliberate on that too much. The Oracle ban. Oracle's been a pretty pivotal character, as has been Enigma, both support characters. So the bans go out to the supports of each opposing team. As Virtus.Pro respond with a Coddle ban. Keep it light. So pays respect to the team fighting elements. Enigma denying the Coddle, so the lack of an Enigma means that a Coddle will be a little awkward. But what else can we expect? The Lone Druid ban. So they might be expecting. Okay, so they're just kind of locking out certain heroes that are pivotal in specific team comps. So like the split push for Lone Druid, or like the safe kind of mid option with Lone Druid. As well as the team fighting element of Enigma, where you can kind of draft some mid, like early to mid game heroes, and then maybe like one late game character, and then have an Enigma to kind of cover for your team fighting in the later parts of the game. As the Leshrac ban comes out, pretty typical. Leshrac usually gets either picked or banned in the first wave most of the time. As the Lifestealer pick comes in, yeah, looks like this. I think this draft's gonna shape around Lifestealer pretty well here, since there's no bans on any of the spell piercing spells. That being Bane with Fiend Grip, Winter Wyvern, anything else that particularly punishes people that have spell immunity? Shadow Demon, potentially. That was also something that I believe was played recently. Viper being a potent one with Viper Strike 2 as well. So respect that to that. Lifestealer being the first pick, so Virtus.Pro are going to have to really figure out what the response this is going to be. If they go for the Bane, then the response is most likely going to be something like Nature's Prophet, something with global pressure that can kind of take advantage of like the fact that Bane kind of wants to be aggressive. Though you kind of want a character that enables a safe laning phase for Lifestealer, something that can kind of function by himself. Slardar comes out for Virtus.Pro being the answer. Another one of the pretty decent answers, since the Bash of the Deep pierces spell immunity, as does, and Corrosive Haze is pretty useful too, till he gets purged anyways. But having that undispellable Corrosive Haze, I believe at level 20 talent, is pretty good for late game. I mean, does a huge boost to DPS in late game and can't be purged. So, and nowadays Lifestealers are running like Rage and also Manta style with like Radiance, so double purge makes it a little harder without that talent. Other than that, the Shadow Shaman for CC outside of like those spell immune intervals, as well as a pretty strong support overall. Has the split push element with the Serpent Ward, so it's a pretty potent pick. Response from Fnatic going to be that Bat Rider pick, decent offlaner. Kind of want to. Looks like they were kind of trying to take it away from Virtus.Pro. I think just the Slardar Bat Rider pick combo. It's a very overwhelming pick, and Bat Rider and Slardar can both kind of be flexed in like the position 3-4 role. So it's a good choice for Fnatic to take it. We'll see if it's going to be the right choice as the next wave of bans comes out. Jug being a good ban. Omni Slash combined to those undispellable Corrosive Haze really doesn't really messes with Lifestealer, as well as like just like the lockdown. If you do happen to like get Bash on Jug is really potent. The Furion ban from Virtus.Pro, kind of being concerned since Shadow Summon kind of gets bodied, I think, by Nature's Prophet very often, more often than not, as well as like Furion with Sprout being one of the few people that can like stop the Slardar from continuously like bullying Lifestealer with bashes. Um, Fnatic gonna take a little bit of their reserve time for this ban. I mean, if you're thinking about what they just banned, then you're obviously thinking that both teams are obviously thinking that Fnatic is going to go for a position 4 or position 5 pick here. A position 4 or 5, one of the two. Uh, the Slaughter obviously can kind of be position 3 or 4. I think it's more predominantly 4, so we should probably expect it to be there. I'd say it's like a 70-30 chance, maybe 80-20 in favor of like Slaughter being position 4. Uh, hmm. We'll see. They're really deliberating on this, so. Okay, so their focus on that one was the mid ban, which is Razor. So Fnatic are probably expected to draft a support and probably the other offlaner here. I mean, if you have already revealed one part of your offlane, if it's not super important, then you reveal the other part. But if they did ban the Razor, they might go for the mid pick in this next round of picks. We'll see. We'll see how Virtus.Pro decide to react. Um, since they're expecting
5 seconds remaining.
Or since they know now that Fnatic is kind of expecting a mid pick, or bringing up the idea of making an advantageous mid pick earlier on in the draft. If you're banning Razor, wouldn't the response be something like banning Viper, banning Puck? No.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
OD, perhaps? No. What is Razor counter? Maybe Ember. As the Abaddon pick comes out. Seems like, yeah, Virtus.Pro, we're looking for that support pick. Whereas we'll see if Fnatic decides to opt for the mid pick here or the support pick. I believe it's probably going to be a response to this Abaddon pick. The Abaddon, definitely a very strong laning hero. Should be able to position 5 for Virtus.Pro here.
5 seconds remaining.
What else can we say about this? Ooh, sorry about that. The misquote early level 1 is like probably one of the best things for trading. So you could just constantly keep healing your carry, and your carry can just constantly keep hitting people if they like can stick to them. Combined together with a Shadow Shaman and potentially a Slardar could end up as like a nasty tri lane or like a a very potent mid game fighting composition. The Slithering Crush on Slardar and the Shackles on Shaman be really good tools to kind of stun lock someone who has immunity like a Lifestealer. Looks like Fnatic going to take away one of the more. No, they're not going to take it away because because Virtus.Pro already declared their 2 supports. So the Shadow Demon is available there as in all likelihood a support pick. Can't imagine it being the mid pick. Though, is it more popular in the off lane as position 4?
10 seconds remaining.
I'd say so. The disruption gets the advantage of like setting up ganks a lot easier and stuns and crowd control. Also, like with the potential for save using disruption, especially with the creating the illusions. Since the Lifestealer is probably going to build a Radiance in this game. All things considered, the Virtus.Pro have a pretty, I'd say, aggressive lineup. That Weaver pick gonna most likely be in the, I'd say, safe lane, yeah, because if they pick the Abaddon, the Slardar probably position 3, meaning that Weaver's going to be position 2 or 1.
5 seconds remaining.
We'll see what the response is from Fnatic. Didn't mention the Nyx ban too, by the way. I can see Nyx being good in this situation, being one of the supports that position 4s that kind of had a lot of CC in response to the large amount of CC and like aggressive abilities that Virtus.Pro have. So the Pangolier pick comes out. That's going offlane, I think. Yeah, it's gonna go offlane or mid. Those are the 2 options. I think that's a position 4 pick and Shadow Demon's a position 5 pick. That is in all likelihood this scenario here. It's gonna be weird. I think
10 seconds
Shadow
remaining.
Demon with the disruption is really good potential for save or to just
5
like,
seconds remaining.
you know, stop them from attacking your carry. Because the two illusions are actually pretty potent early on, if you let them hit you. Especially if you're like someone like Weaver or Shadow Shaman who has high right click damage early on. But the last wave of bans coming out here. Both teams do have a moderate amount of reserve time, so they can kind of deliberate on this. Looks like it's going to be the mid pick for both sides, I anticipate, since Weaver's pretty good at avoiding Bat Rider in the off lane, and is pretty good at like being aggressive while still remaining pretty safe at the same time. So I
Radiant
personally
teams turn to ban.
like Virtus.Pro's comp here. I like how things are shaping out. They have the split push with the Weaver and the Shadow Shaman, good amount of armor reduction with the Weaver Infestation and the Slardar Corrosive Haze. Whereas Fnatic have Lasso, Rolling Thunder for team fights, a Shadow Demon to prop up their
10
early
seconds
game,
remaining.
together with the Bat Rider. I guess it's pretty potent if you have like the
5
Purge and
seconds
slows,
remaining.
and Soul Catcher too, in combination with Burst like Swashbuckle and I guess the damage over time from Firefly if he has a lot of stacks on him. But the OD ban is out from Virtus.Pro, kind of anticipating
Radiant
that to
teams
be the
turn to
favorite
pick.
pick as Ember comes out as the natural pick against it. Since OD is a pretty
Dire
potent
teams turn
hero,
to pick.
probably one of the best against Ember, that's going to be the priority as the Timbersaw pick comes in. Could potentially be mid here, but in all likelihood, we're probably going to see a mid Pango this game or a mid Shadow Demon. I No, because if it's the only possibility for position 5 is Shadow Demon, right? Like Pangolier doesn't do enough in your lane. Plus, it's like
10
you could
seconds
potentially be
remaining.
facing a Slardar come out with a Weaver or an Abaddon with the
5
Weaver. Like
seconds remaining.
double melee in a lifestealer lane isn't good. So you probably definitely have that Shadow Fiend or Shadow Demon in combination with the lifestealer. We'll see what Virtus.Pro's pick is going to be for the mid lane. If you're expecting, so I think they're assuming Timber's going to go off lane, Pango's going to move mid. If they pick an unfavorable lane for Pango, then they'll probably put the Timber mid and kind of just have him farm with the his Q Whirling Death, I believe. Is it Whirling Death? Who knows? Because the ulti's Chakram, W is Chain, E is Reactive Armor. Yeah, it's Whirling Death. It has to be. Test my game knowledge here. If I messed up, I'll already know, so
Choose
please
your
don't correct me
hero.
in the comments. Imagine my first comment on the video being telling me I'm wrong. As the Shadow Fiend pick comes in, yep, looks like yeah we're gonna have that Pangolier mid. Ramsey's gonna be the hard carry Weaver with a Shadow Fiend mid. Not sure how that Pango matchup is gonna go other than just like swashbuckling half the time. I doubt it's gonna be a fun lane for Abed, but we'll see how things shape out. Jab's gonna be yep picking up that Shadow Demon, so it's gonna go together with MP in the safe lane. Ice being the off laner for Fnatic, combination with DJ's position for Bat Rider. We have who is their position 3? It's gonna be Pasha on the Slardar. Yep, as we expected. Solo being that position 4, and Roger being the position 5, I believe. Might be the other way around, but we'll see. How do we expect this game to go out? Timber's a really strong laner. Timber's a really strong laner. But against a Weaver, it's going to be a little difficult, especially if you get the infestation on you and you have Roger just kind of lock you down. If they do happen to try lane, by the way, which they can do, since the Slardar is pretty proficient against a rather like passive lane with the Lifestealer. But we'll see how things go coming into game one here. Hopefully we'll see a best of 3 or get to a game 3 for this round. It is a best of 3. We'll take a look how things shape out. Moving over to free camera. I'm a free
Was that
man.
intentional? It looked intentional.
Prepare for
So the
battle.
voice line
Were
out
you
from Abed.
watching? That's how it's done.
An interesting pick. We'll see how things go
I
out.
better hope next time.
In all honesty, I probably anticipate Abed to take a pretty hard beating here. I mean, Pangolier against a Shadow Fiend, like Pangolier has 4 armor, but like 600 base HP. It depends on how well this early game goes, so
Was
I
that
might just
intentional?
leave the camera on
It
mid to see
looked
how
intentional.
things go for the lane. If no one picks up at least like 2 or 3 last hits in the first wave, then we might be seeing trouble. So Roger gonna be the an interesting choice from Virtus.Pro here, swapping out their off lane, their safe lane. Not aware that Fnatic is
30
grouping 4
seconds to
members
battle.
actually towards the bottom side of the rune. Abed gonna go to the top side to help Ice out, but it might just be the tri lane to ensure that MP gets to where he needs to be. But yeah, Virtus.Pro's response to that is gonna be the Weaver into the off lane. We'll see if they manage to spot them in the river. Not sure if that Shadow Poison managed to spot him. But they do spot Solo, so they know that he's here. Ramses has also been spotted in the river thanks to that ward in the tree line. He does
Let's get
have
moving.
Shikuchi, so he's gonna try to go for the steal. As he is unsuccessful with it, 3 other members of Fnatic probably going to have a larger chance of getting that rune. But good try, Ramses. I appreciate your effort. So we'll take a look how things go mid here. Looks like Ice actually walking down through the jungle. Might be swapping out with DJ here. Yeah, looks like an MP with a slow rotation as they realize that the Weaver is going to be in that lane. So calling out the rotation on the swap. Looks like they're going to miss out on the first wave as Roger pings it out. Oh, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but yeah, looks like they really wanted that Timber to go up against the Weaver, making sure that they get the easiest lane possible for for MP here. As the TPs go out for the swap, Roger heading towards the bottom lane. TP out from DJ to follow though, as Jabs looks like he's gonna TP out into the off lane. Yep. So the support's swapping positions here, trying to find a better advantageous situation. Obviously, we could still swap out the offlaners, but I think both sides are aware that their respective laner has their TPs, so they could match the swap if it were to happen. The support's being a little more important though. Can't expect a lot of mid lane play. Speaking of which, looks like we're 6-4 in terms of last hits mid, so not actually too bad for Abed, but I'd say in like a lane where you're going even against the Shadow Fiend is still pretty dangerous, especially as a Pango, who most definitely can die to a 3-raise combo from like 0. As Ice, yep. Gonna leverage the reactive armor, get maxed access by aggroing the wave. Actually getting Whirling Death off. Not a cooldown yet, but yeah, Ice calling solo over. It could potentially go on to or Ramsey's calling solo over it, so they could potentially go on Ice, but he's gonna be fine. But yeah, using that reactive armor, make sure he gets a ton of HP and armor regen, so not like he's gonna be leaving that lane. In all honesty, Pasha's probably gonna have the harder time. Despite being against a life stealer, that Shadow Demon is still pretty potent since he's got Shadow Poison level 1. Do have 4 members of VP on the bottom side, so Roger immediately correcting me and TPing to the top lane.
That's how it's done.
How do we think things are gonna go here? So if no one wins mid, things are gonna go out of control here. If Ramses wins bottom, things are gonna go pretty out of control, but there's a lower chance of him. Oh, as he mentioned, 2 raises on Abed. Abed has to immediately salve to avoid the 3rd raise killing him. Yeah, since it is an easy one to hit, but has pretty much consumed all of his regen, so he's in a pretty precarious position without any last hits for gold. Yeah. Damn, that sucks. He didn't even have a stick there to get the charges back. That's not good.
Try a bit harder next time.
Oof. We'll take a look though. Yeah, VP obviously gonna have the advantage in these lanes, but you gotta find somewhere where you're getting like you're doing decently. And MP's still getting like similar farm to his hard carry as Roger once again correcting me, just pushing MP out of the lane. Man, that's a nice stack. What if they were both going for stacking that? See who gets this bird here. I want to know. Oh, the miscoil from Solo clinches it out. Nice. That's going to give him his boots here. MP by himself, actually. What is going on? Is DJ going to the jungle to kill himself? Yeah, I guess he was assuming that there was going to be a rotation. And that he just needed to deny the gold. Ooh, as a Slithering Crush combined with the bash out onto MP. Does get the open wounds off onto Pasha. As Pasha gets another bash. Yeah, the salve's gonna help him out though. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to kill MP, but since the bash does go through through rage and any spell immunity for that matter, it's gonna be pretty potent in being like the
That's how it's done.
initial stun, since he either has to commit rage as soon as he gets bashed in order to prevent the chain stun, or kind of anticipate the chain stun not coming, which is hard since like all three, no, all both stuns will like be a combined 4 seconds. I think probably more like 3 seconds. But Solo really putting the punishment in on the jabs. If he gets another proc on the Curse of Avernus, but no, not gonna happen. How's mid Abed? You doing alright? Okay, he's got his salve back, actually regened all the way. Does have his bottle, so he's not really. No, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Yeah, he's losing every wave. Not too sure how this is gonna go. There's no one. Yeah, probably gonna go that same Guardian Grease build that everyone else is going. Could potentially be more aggressive and get something like a Yule's. Ooh, as Roger gets nailed immediately by DJ. Trying to go for that rune, yeah. No way to purge those stacks of sticky napalm, so that's a little mistake there by DJ. He could have just jumped or walked over him to get the Firefly and was TPing, but not too big of a mistake. Nothing really else to worry about there. Good pickup though for Fnatic. Pretty unexpected to get a kill in the safe lane there, so it's nice to see it happen. What are we looking on net worth overall? Yep. No one's definitely going to be in the lead there for a majority of this game, I believe. We'll see what Pasha is going for. Is he going for Blink immediately? Firehand could try like Drums Phase Boots maybe? I don't know. He might go the medallion build too, potentially. Nah, it's more likely Solo gets medallion, right? I don't know. Who knows? Is there anything else for him to get? Maybe like a Glimmer? Tranquils? Yeah, Tranquils, Drums maybe. Maybe he's the one to get Drums. Kind of deliberate on those builds here. DJ coming around again on Pasha. 3 stacks of sticky napalm. The Slithering Crush is gonna slope him down, but yep, you're gonna sit in that napalm for a while. Doesn't have his TP. Sprint's probably not gonna be enough movement speed to get him out of the Firefly. Yep, the Crush comes out a little too late. Says, but I pick up another kill in that safe lane. Doing pretty well there. Yeah. Now that Ice has got a couple levels in reactive armor, they can really just leave him alone. He's really pretty much unkillable. Pretty confident, not even having to grab his chains. But Roger smoking in the Roche pit so he doesn't get detected. Really looking for the gank out on Abed, who just used Swashbuckle, so is probably going to eat 3 raises in a row here. Doesn't have a wand for any health restoration, so if he gets bursted here, it's going to be pretty bad. Is Roger trying to come from the side, but Swashbuckle's already off cooldown. Rolling Thunder actually being channeled onto no one. Jabs here too with that disruption. They're going to stun lock him up, and this is going to be a kill. Yep. Last hit of Rolling Thunder, but the Shadow Poison from Jabs is going to pick it up. Pretty strong from Fnatic here, but I guess VP are more known as a team that performs better in the late game and team fights and stuff. So Ice actually I pretty much missed it. Yeah, I'll own up to that one. Yeah, I almost missed Ramses, almost dying to Ice. So despite trying to pick the favorable lanes on Virtus.Pro, looks like it's not being very successful. Solo trying to zone DJ off this camp. Doesn't want to let him claim the stack with a quick Firefly, but it might just be an eventuality. Yeah, Solo knows the stacks are going up, and he's gonna try and claim it for himself. Yep, there we go. That's gonna be stacks to DJ. We'll see how much gold he gets. 200 gold. That's from the beginning as he manages to stack the camp again. It's cool to pick up another one, but a good solid 200 gold straight out to DJ. Pretty good play from him. Roger on the rotation might get bullied here as a Slithering Crush goes out onto MP. Gonna get hit by this Curse of Avernus too, isn't he? No, gonna purge it with the Rage as the Corrosive Haze comes out afterwards. So he's gonna have that on him for 15 seconds. That's gonna keep him out of lane for a while. Is no one gonna be the one to cover bottom tower as Ice. Yep, Ramsey gonna head mid as Ice still just kind of sits here and matches. Abed's gonna rotate over, try and continue to match Ramses, or potentially go for the gank here out of no one under the tower. Yeah, Ice has the chains. Oh, unfortunately hits it on the tree next to him. Abed out here with the Swashbuckle. Should have rolling. Yep, Rolling Thunder's up again. He does have a Javelin as opposed to the early Mana Boots or regen. So, gonna be a hard hitter. Wow. Yeah, things are not looking good for VP here, but If they can stabilize and no one can maybe get a kill in like the next 5 minutes, they're not looking too bad. Still 1k lead overall. Like net worth wise, they're farming better than Fnatic. It's just that Fnatic are more in the mood to coordinate early game ganks. Yeah. Virtus.Pro, I feel like Roger and Solo are really not willing to make too many aggressive plays. As a smoke actually pops from Roger. Gets that ward out, spots MP into the jungle. Looks like the ping's out to walk up into the top jungle into Radiant. So VP might be able to take aggressive stances. They do have pretty much all 5 members converging in on this top side. They might have to just call it quits though. I think DJ spotted Roger in the jungle, yep. Yeah, they're gonna contest the boundary here. There might be some excitement as the shackles go out on the MP. Quick swashbuckle puts Roger down to half health. Rolling Thunder gonna be able to lock him up, so that MP probably can claim on this kill. No, unfortunately not. Oh, yep, the Rolling Thunder eventually gonna pick him up. Shikuchi gonna get Ramses at a safe enough distance. Yep, manages to use the time lance. DJ gonna TP on out of there. Gets hit by the Slithering Crush though. Together with Corrosive Haze, he's gonna go down actually as the TP out comes from Ice finally trying to commit to this fight. Aphotic Shield not gonna help Solo out as Jabs on the wrong side of the fight. Tries to use Disruption to escape actually. Is pretty low health. Might get picked up by Ramses. Are you greedy? Are you greedy? Oh, he's greedy. He's coming back. Abed, no. Oh. That was close. He had the Corrosive Haze on him, so Ramses could see him. So they knew he was there. So Ice. Might be in danger as he gets hit by the Corrosive Haze. Together with the Slithering Crush, all that armor reduction, he's -5 armor. So this guy's nothing at all. The reactive armor stacks weren't built up in time. The chain's unfortunately not going to be enough to get him out, as he does need to auto attack to remove the bugs in order to hide in the trees. But the trees are not your friend here, Timbersaw. So Ice unfortunately going to be the casualty on the back end of that fight, but definitely in favor of Fnatic, I think, on that fight. Overall, I believe no one wasn't in that fight at all, so he didn't really do anything to contribute. Ultimate-wise, not really. Ultimate's expended. Time-lapse was really the only thing, along with Rolling Thunder, both of which are probably the shortest cooldowns in the game, I think, for ultis. Other than, like, the spammable ones. Roger trying to position here onto Jabs, but yeah, MP's just in the jungle farming. The wave gonna hit the tower a little too early as the Serpent wards are out. Yep, this is gonna be bad for the tower. We're gonna see a Fortify out here. So, ooh, moves out from middle, I believe. Abed gonna pick up Solo. Yeah, that Abaddon is pretty potent in lane, but like once you get out of lane or if you're like out of position, which is really easy to do for a melee hero that doesn't really kind of needs the defensive stats. Corrosive Haze actually not proccing. Who is that? See, no, it's just MP in the jungle chilling. You got Posh up in the top lane, matching Ice, both off laners, really just looking for farm and getting ready to fight as much as they can. Pasha should probably be going, oh, he went Urn? So he's gonna go Spirit Vessel. Okay, so he's substituting his regular Blink for just the movement speed entryway by using Sprint in combination with like phase boots to pass their minions. Pasha actually gonna sprint on out of there. He notices something is up. Yeah, Abed was spotted on the ward, so they're gonna clear out of there as Fnatic trying to respond to the aggression that was in the bottom lane for their tower by getting the respective tier 1 tower on the other side of the map. 3 members of Virtus.Pro here, 2 of them smoked up, so Pasha's probably gonna be the bait here. Fnatic have to know when something's up. Ice, yeah, as soon as the Corrosive Haze goes out together with the Aphotic Shield, you know that someone's here. Both members of Fnatic can be marked with Corrosive Haze as DJ managed to spot no one here out on the stack, but yeah, no one's just going to claim that one pretty easily. No one actually being the one to go drums here, so not opting for the Guardian Greaves build as Abed tries to get a swashbuckle off. Not much else going to happen. Pasha doesn't have a blink to get in, so he's not going to have a really easy time engaging. Looks like Virtus.Pro are kind of looking for slow engages, not really anywhere where they're like taking the initiative on these fights. Yeah, they're gonna probably be on the back end of most of these fights, which is gonna be hard considering you have to deal with Rolling Thunder and you don't have anything that pierces spell immunity. I can see Rolling Thunder being a problem later, but once everyone has BKBs, no one can probably, since he's running the right click build, like two-shot Abed once it gets to that point. Yeah, Abed gonna go for the Milner here. Not opting to be tankier, oddly enough, in the situation. I guess, yeah, you need to supplement the damage, yeah. They don't really have anyone who has damage other than, like, Ice with the Chakrams, and you know, situational damage like Shadow Poison, from, and,
Deadly sweet.
you know, like DJ with Firefly. Nothing really consistent other than Swashbuckle and Timbersaw being like, you know, the best burst they can do. And for a team that has to be kind of in the driver's seat of this game, Fnatic are,
Dyer's middle
I say they're
tower
doing
isn't
okay.
going to last long.
I'd give their performance like a B minus in terms of like grades. Like they're doing well to be aggressive, but they're not stifling like the one person that's like the most important. This is this guy here. This man has a drums is already going for Yasha, so might be going that fast movement speed build. Yeah. And looks like they're not really making much catches. There's VP are trying to start to hit their stride here. Yeah. Looks like the coordination's pretty good here. Ramsey's going to be the one to split push, obviously. Roger in a bit of trouble. Might eat another swashbuckle here in a second, but yeah, gets far
Dyer's
enough
middle
out.
tower isn't
So
going
you
to
do see
last long.
some action here as they fight for the runes.
A golden
Hmm.
thread.
Looks like even on the runes. TP's out into the shrine. Jabs might be in a bit of trouble here. There's no one kind of just running up at him, but little mistime there. The drums charge unfortunately wasted. That sucks. But yeah, like I said, VP not really looking to be the aggressors right now. Surprisingly enough, I mean, just getting Shadow Fiend up in levels. I mean, if you're playing the right-click Shadow Fiend, it's honestly not too bad to just like continue to farm and
Someone better help
take
Dyer's
camps,
middle
since
tower.
Raze is pretty efficient in terms of like farming. You have the mana regen from drums, so all in all, not really too bad of a decision by Virtus.Pro here. Shadow Fiend. Oh, actually, the disruption actually goes on to Pasha. He might be in trouble. Snakes, Serpent Wards go out. The lasso actually out onto Ramsey. He's been in trouble here. May he get the time lapse up? Nope, he won't. So the Serpent Wards being a little less effective as the Rolling Thunder manages to catch Roger out. Yep, gonna get squashed there by the shield crash. Pasha gonna be perhaps another casualty as the burst comes through. Slithering Crush not gonna hit anyone. Is that Ice on the Natos? That's crazy. Yeah, he's actually going for the utility here. As things might be a little more hairy as no one reserves, but he does manage to get this
Dyer's middle tower has
caught in a
shattered.
disruption. Channeling the Requiem, but not really using as the Purge actually goes out on the Pasha. What is that called? Demonic Purge? Yep, that's going to finish him off in time. Abed and Ice picking up the kills. No one managed to pick up jabs on the way out, as actually Swashbuckle was so close to killing
They're
Solo.
beating on Dyer's
Maybe
top
if,
tower.
I think one or two Javelin procs would have killed him. He did obviously get a Javelin proc there, but one or two more would have killed him, I think. As
Those cracks in Dyer's
pretty
top
hectic
tower?
fight. Definitely the advantage of Fnatic here, but like I said, this guy needs to die. No one is doing too good for himself to be alive right now. Being the
Looks
highest
like
on the
Dire pulls out
leaderboard
their
in front of
switches.
MP, who at this timing should have Radiance, no? Armlet.
They're beating
Oh.
on Dyer's top tower.
Oh. That's not
Dyer's
good.
top tower has fallen.
Okay, so I think MP read it as the game's getting
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have
a
to
little
take
faster than
abuse.
expected and has the potential to end like early, which in all honesty Fnatic might want to try for, since Virtus.Pro being so passive, but I still don't think the armlet is better than just rushing the Radiance immediately. Like I feel like either way, you're gonna start fighting as soon as you get your first item, and if that's a Radiance, it's so much stronger against two people going right click build depending upon corrosive haze to do damage. You know, like it just seems more potent in the situation. I guess he's opting to get more stats instead, which is still a good approach against people, but like you're still gonna get your armor taken away like a majority of the time, especially since there's two sources of it, with Ramses being another source. He's probably gonna go. No, actually not going it for Deso. Instead going for the Dragon Lance. It seems to be the next option for him. Interesting in this pick, actually. Ice Slice the Atos is a really good idea. Pretty much just gives him mana regen and a bit of tankiness, which is really everything that Timbersaw needs. And, you know, Bloodstone not really being a good item, since the pace of the game goes a little faster than what is necessary. So we get a lot of excitement mid, actually. Jab's getting hit with the Demonic Purge. Abed in the Disruption. Gonna try to get out with the Swashbuckle. Managed to get the Rolling Thunder off. Yeah, he's immune to hits. Jab's unfortunately gonna be the casualty on the side. Abed managing to stabilize and pick up actually that kill on Ramses. Managed to get the stun lock. Solo, ooh, hit that nice miscall. Denies himself as Ice managed to clean out Roger. So 3 for 1. Definitely favor Fnatic there. As long as Fnatic managed to keep up this pace, I think they're pretty set for winning this game. It's really important that they're killing Ramses here. Honestly, it's more important than killing no one. But the first kill on no one is going to be so big for them that it might just like snowball the game towards their favor. You know, like kind of just signal the end for VP. But I mean, no one's still really being careful with how he pushes. Doing a really good job. He's got that movement speed build
Dire's
out.
middle
He's going
tower is under
BKB next,
attack.
so yeah, he's getting ready to fight. He knows it's time to go. Solo gonna opt for a bracer, yeah. Just looking for supplemental stats as a frontliner. Just making him tankier out on the front line so it's easier for him to protect his teammates. Ramsey's actually gonna walk up with
Dire's middle
Shikuchi.
tower is under
Barely
attack.
misses that courier. Could have gone in with the Germinate if he was quick enough, I think, but other than that, we're taking a look around at builds. Roger, pretty atypical. Tranquils with the Ada Lens, the not typical build from Pasha here with the Spirit Vessel. Is Virtus.Pro actually looking for a fight here. Fnatic tried to smoke up, but they're a little late as the Virtus.Pro are advancing. Rolling Thunder coming out, stunning up Solo. Ramsey's also stunned up, but no one else on Fnatic is there to collapse. Ice just trying to get the bug off of him as, yeah, Fnatic, you want to try and leave here since your team fighting ulti is down. I would expect to, yeah. Ramsey gets hit in the disruption, but nothing else really going to happen. Kind of close killing Solo, but Solo obviously having that, the borrow time. Going to be able to survive that as Virtus.Pro might take that momentum from forcing Fnatic back. Going to use the other Serpent Wards. The Serpent Wards are committed for this tower. Looks like it's going to go down unless they decide to use their Fortify. See how things go. The Atos out onto no one. It's purged by the Aphotic Shield. Haven't been noticing its use as a purge too much in this game. Though I guess there's not really much else to purge other than like glass, so as well as like the demonic purge. So like those are two major ultis, so I guess he's kind of just looking for those two, I suppose. Other than just being a frontliner, but Pasha, I mean, Solo's doing a good job as a bad in this game. Like, what's his score? 0-3. For support, that's melee. Dying less than your position 5 ranged is not too bad. It's actually might have called it out here. Solo uses his borrowed time. Does happen to get hit by the demonic purge though, so that's going to take off his borrowed time. Yep, the burst might just be too much. Yep, Swashbuckle going to pick him up. Fnatic actually now starting to take the lead in that war, so things are looking pretty good as MP is probably starting to hit his stride in the jungle. Yeah, got that Sacred Relic, so he's going to have that Radiant soon to start passing no one in terms of clear speed, so. Also contributing to the fact that no one's not getting as much gold since the pressure in the jungle is starting to grow. Pasha kind of looking for something here as DJ might be in a weird position. Pasha unfortunately does not have a blink, so no real, like, as I said, immediate engage for Virtus.Pro, so they're kind of in an awkward position here. I would have guessed that one of them would have wanted at least like a blink. And I would have thought that Pasha would have been the one considering he's the offlaner, but I guess stats are more prioritized since these fights are going to be a little more extended and need to be as tanky as possible, so. Should be a good timing to start positioning around Roche though. These both teams really just kind of coalescing mid eventually as they're moving around in their jungles, picking up their farm, but seems like it's time to fight soon as Ramsey is moving up with the Shikuchi. Abe gonna be pretty safe, but Virtus.Pro gonna be the first ones to walk up on this tower, actually without minions since the tier 1 doesn't have tower protection. She'll crash out to try and zone him, and it's the TP from Ice is gonna put them in a bit of a situation. Aphotic Shield to purge that Atos, but he doesn't, oh, he does have borrow time, so the Requiem Souls to try and zone them out, but Ice is really just gonna be the front line here for Fnatic, and the rest of Fnatic are actually smoked. Abed has MP infested inside him. If he gets a nice Rolling Thunder into their team, this might be a pretty good opportunity as the scan trying to spot them out over at the beginning of their jungle at the ramp. But Virtus.Pro pretty much understand that Ice is the wall. If they're up, the rest of the team is up. As the Infest actually goes out straight on the Solo, the Aphotic Shield gonna purge out the open wounds as the Requiem Souls from row 1. The other BKB, she's spell immune, but Ramses actually dies almost immediately to Abed's Swashbuckle. The buyback comes out immediately. Looks like they're really trying to clinch this fight for Virtus.Pro as Ramses TP's back to the shrine, but Shikuchi's away. He's gonna be safe overall. Looks like he might have just been clipped with I think he just got clipped with the silence from the lucky shot, perhaps. It was something like that, just prevented him from using either borrowed time or Shikuchiing out. We'll have to take a double look at it, but oh, I also didn't see the lasso from DJ, so that might have been another contributor to that. Damn. But yeah, Fnatic really building up their lead 3K up right now. 24 minutes, not too bad. Deadline's coming up though as Ramses, yep, should start beginning his Lincoln Spear, so not going to be as easy to target now with things like Lasso and Demonic Purge or Disruption, but Rolling Thunder's still going to be an issue for you, so you're going to have to respect that. The Atos could potentially be an issue. I don't know if you can, I know you can Shikuchi and like go stealth, but you won't be able to move. Time lapse I think puts you back at the same location, but you're still rooted at the end if I remember correctly. I don't know. Could still potentially be pretty good. I guess the Lincolns is probably more prioritized since they're eventually going to get things like, maybe like an Orchid or an Atos like Ice 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 is doing. And Lasso is probably a more important thing since DJ has a Blink and a Force Staff, which I really would have expected out of someone like Solo or no, not Solo, Pasha. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm not sure I like this build. He does have gold for a buyback. Looks like he's trying to save up for possibly a Blink. Yeah, they've pretty much figured it out now that they don't have any really good way to hard engage, which is what they need in these fights. They need to get past Ice 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 and really do the damage to the backline, and then work their way to Ice Ice Ice. You know, because that Lotus Orb that he has combined together, yeah, with the Atos, he's pretty tanky. 2,000 HP. Ramses 1,700. Doing well for himself with the Dragon Lance, giving him those extra stats, but he is still really prone to getting bursted by his team, as is by the enemy team, as is Roger. Roger now looking for a Force Staff, yeah, gonna be what they need to try and help him out. Fnatic really commanding the control of this top jungle, so yeah, Fnatic have realized that Virtus.Pro were working to just like farm up and prepare for mid to late game, but now that Fnatic have like amped up the pace and locked out the jungle, things are a lot harder for Virtus.Pro. We'll probably expect to see no one heading towards the bottom side of the jungle, I think, soon. Once that wave pushes back, but Fnatic are probably going to have to rotate to cover that, yeah. Jabs out to cover. Being the support, could still have Fnatic over there, but Virtus.Pro probably knowing that Fnatic don't want to make a mistake and err on the side of caution here. So, we'll see how no one's doing. Has he died yet? Yeah, he's died once. Yeah, so the BKB, I mean, proved pretty useful in that fight, I guess. I mean, he's still, like, you could still get Lasso and you can still get Purge, so he's, like, slow as heck. So, I don't know. I don't know if the movement speed build was the move here. He does have the added status resistance from the Sage in his Sage Yasha. But Fnatic here really trying to press their lead. We'll see how things go out. Solo's not going to be the optimal target as Abed trying to look for something more perhaps. Rolling Thunder coming out almost immediately. Shield crashes perfectly over the ward spot to try and get his buddy MP in, but really looking for no one here as no one actually has that haste rune. That's going to be able to clear him out of there unfortunately for them. Could have expected. Actually, as the Lasso goes straight out onto no one. Going to be able to push him back pretty far, but the focus on him. Pasha's going to be taken really low. MP going to try and chase to finish up the kill, but no one, yep. No one realizes that they're losing the fight, so he's going to activate his BKB and run on out of there. Actually activated his BKB before the Lasso came out, so good on DJ to bring or pretty much just nullify anything that no one could do there. Like, he was in such a terrible position that he just had to focus on getting out of the fight, which allowed Fnatic to collapse and almost kill Pasha. Would have been really nice if they managed to, considering Pasha's their only initiation right now. But yeah, it sucks. But Fnatic are gonna use that momentum, just pressure Roshan. MP's got his he's got a Radiant, so combined with Yasha, is gonna go Sage Yasha into what looks to be is that a medallion? Or no, he's going Halberd. Oh, so he's going Halberd Manta, okay. Slightly confused there, but as long as he doesn't accidentally combine the two, we should be fine. Please don't accidentally combine the two. He does have a first in his queue, so I don't think he's gonna do it. But yeah, Age is gonna go over to Fnatic here. MP gonna obviously be the one to take it. Being the front line and all. Wouldn't have been surprised if Ice 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 took it though. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of just anticipate since Ice 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 has been dying so far, he shouldn't really die in these fights for a while now. Yeah, Ramsey's not really being in the spot he needs to be. Really needing. I mean, yeah, the armor reduction from the rest of his team kind of supplements the lack of armor reduction he has by not getting the Desolator. But that doesn't help with your push problem, I guess, you know. Also, forget to mention, every single time. The Shadow Fiend does have an aura that reduces armor around him. 7 armor, in fact, at max level, so it is very potent. Pretty much just your own Assault Cuirass in the bag. In your pocket. Your pocket. Corrosive Haze reduces armor by 15, 20 at max level, so we're looking at 27 armor reduction combined with Infestation. That also reduces armor. Armor reduction by 1. Does that continue to do it? 12? So 12 total armor, so 27, 39. 39 total armor reduction if it's a full duration, which is double Ice's armor, so plenty of armor reduction there, so just waiting to the Corrosive Haze to deny all the armor. Ice is going to get spotted out by VP. Just on the rotation, 3 members of Virtus.Pro here actually to potentially pressure, but yeah, they're just gonna. Ooh. Everyone in Virtus.Pro realized, guys, they're out of our jungle. They're out of our jungle. Let's get the farm. As yep, really trying to maximize that by pulling all the camps as they can. Pretty nice of Roger there. As Brownie Run's gonna get pinged out and claimed. Evil trade. Abed actually with MP in the infestation does have vision on these guys here, and yeah, looks like they are gonna be trying to aggress on here as MP. Yep, gonna find a quick kill on the Roger. Gonna be the more optimal one to go for. Yeah, since could potentially be more Virtus.Pro members behind no one in that situation. Though, yeah, they don't have enough vision to extend that far. As Ramsey's just gonna clear out of there, getting the farm that he wanted. Not really much else to be said about that. As I he's gonna go by his lonesome here. Not sure if this is a good idea. This is probably the potential for Virtus.Pro to get a clean pick on here if they don't notice. Yeah, they need to know that Fnatic aren't here. If they jumped on them here with Abed, yeah, if Fasha had committed to Abed right there at that moment, they would have been able to get a kill, but they just don't know. See, like, they don't have the vision on the map. Like, 2 members of Fnatic out, Ice and Abed in the middle, and MP on the bottom, so really the supports are, yeah. They didn't know the timing of the rotation, which is unfortunate, as they're going to opt for a different play, smoking instead towards the top lane. Looks like Fnatic are going to try and make the move to advance back into VP's topside jungle. Pings come out to check the lanes, but yeah, Virtus.Pro collapsing towards mid. To no? To Abed, who's mid. Yep. But Fnatic just have the option to go bottom. Yeah, they could just straight rotate back onto that tower. And there's no vision there for Virtus.Pro. None of it was established, and Fnatic, yeah, just gonna keep up on this push as Virtus.Pro kind of just pushed, kind of just led all the way around the map on the other side. Abed gonna get the silence and the disarm out onto no one, but the Lincoln Sphere is there to protect him. MP does have a Lincoln's Arm on him too, so gonna reduce the amount of damage he takes as the first 45 comes out. Chakra gonna go out to try and zone. We'll see how the setup is here. Ramsey's looking to try and get into the back line, it looks like, with the vision. The Hex gonna go out onto MP, but he does still have Rage, so he can continue to advance. Does look pretty low though, yeah. The disadvantage with Armlet is Lifestealer is gonna, yeah, have like a timer. The Feast not being enough nowadays to keep you fully sustained unless you're hitting a champion, or a hero, that is. What is that line? Isvoakanish. What? Isvoakanish. Just explored something during this pause. That's weird. Is that his language? Shadow Demon, you scary. I mean, you know, would expect that for someone named Shadow Demon. That's like some exorcism type shit. It's been a pretty good game actually. I mean, Fnatic are now in a commanding 10k lead. Virtus.Pro have been in this position more times than not, so I think they're doing fine. They need no one to kind of carry them, since he's the one with probably the most gold. Yep, and yeah, Ramses really hasn't been having a good time. He's just been running around trying to collect as much farm as he can, but really all he has is farming items and a couple defensive items. Really not the damage he needs to just tear down the supports and get out quickly. So it's unfortunate, but you kind of have to play that way, kind of expecting like Shikuchi not to keep you stealth, like expect Fnatic to have vision around it. Pretty cool trick actually from my size. Clearing out those trees so he can chain over to them. But yeah, pings out from Virtus.Pro. They know where they are. Fnatic might not be ready for this push, but no. Yeah, Virtus.Pro are on the bottom of the cliff, so everything is revealed to Fnatic since there's no smoke. Really just going for a straight up fight here. Pasha should really be the one to initiate, but he does not get tagged by the Shadow Poison, so things might be better as the Serpent Wards actually come out immediately. Disruption to save MP as the Lotus Sword comes out onto him. Jabs, however, going to get picked off on the back line. The Rolling Thunder is going to go in to stun up Pasha, but no one does have his BKB. Should be able to run around pretty sufficiently. Ramsey is going to be silenced, but still being able to stabilize his Abed. Going to be the target of Virtus.Pro's Rage as the buyback out from Pasha to turn the fight around. Fnatic still pretty strong here out. MP managed to pick up another kill onto Solo, who does buy back, so they're going to go for the kill out on Ice, and that's going to be pretty solid. Easy to kill. Shackles are pretty sufficient as the Slithering Crush with the Blink. Come out with another Shackles is probably going to pick up MP. Yep, Aegis already being burned earlier in the fight as the man himself did have Manta up, but don't think he was ready for that pretty immediate CC. Also, why didn't you just Manta the bug off? Did he Manta that all that fight? I don't know, maybe he did and he wasn't aware that it was back up or it wasn't up at the exact moment, but advantage Virtus.Pro there, doing really well. Covering much of that lead, pretty much slicing in half, yeah, down to 5k. Still an advantage of Fnatic, but a pretty good swing back. Virtus.Pro obviously showing how good they are, pretty composed in a situation that didn't really look good for them. Turns out just walking up and slamming them just works out pretty well. As yeah, they weren't really prepared to handle a fight that was like coming from two directions. I think Fnatic have been just playing that like just tunnel straight into the first person you see kind of style, which is really nice because they have enough damage to just do that. And they have the coverage from like Shadow Demon and Lasso to kind of stop them from getting turned on. That's a terrible phrase to use, but but yeah, like Fnatic weren't Virtus.Pro's positioning in that fight was really nice because it kind of diffused, like it kind of confused Fnatic as well as just like spreading out a lot of their damage. Like MP was caught in Serpents almost, like the Serpent Wards almost immediately. The disruption was really nice to save him, but like that in that scenario you want to just turn straight back onto your carry. But Jabs unfortunately was the casualty after that. Perhaps it was DJ who died. I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure it was Jabs who died to Ramses in that fight. So how did he get the... No, he got the disruption off early and I think blinked downwards to try and reposition and probably got caught by Ramses on the side. That was it as the straight blink lasso out onto Noah, and the BKB going to be popped as the Purge comes out on the Aphotic Shield, but that's not going to be enough to save Noah. He just gets chopped in half by MP. Going to try and walk away to escape, but the open wind's going to secure that kill. Nothing much else going on. Solo going to get in a pretty precarious situation. The Aphotic Shield's going to get him out there. The rest of Virtus.Pro kind of just run away from what seems to be a pretty bad fight. Yeah, not expecting that lasso there, I think. Well, not close enough to deal with that lasso. Solo unfortunately doesn't really have any cast range. The Aphotic Shield is so close range, which is just the one thing that sucks so much is you have to be in close proximity, and being that close for like an immediate Aphotic Shield just makes Fnatic want to focus you. Spirit Vessel going on to Ice to reduce his health. Shackles out on MP, who does have no armor. The return fire onto Roger, who gets immediately purged and saved. So both sides gonna be pretty respectful of what the other side has to offer. As Fnatic's retreat back into the jungle, looking for the shrines now that the tier 3 towers are opened and the bottom barracks are open. What do we expect from VP here? If no one doesn't get back in the game in like the next 2 minutes, then that's a really bad sign. If Ramses doesn't start like outputting like a ton of damage and like 3-shotting like the supports, then there's a problem too. Ramses just needs more time. Like Ramses in the next 5 minutes could be really nice. Like he's gonna get probably enough gold for like at least another damage item, because now all he has is like defense and regen and like health. You know, he has some damage, but it's not like DPS damage. You know, we'll see. I'm not confident in Ramsey's damage here. I think he only has the potential to kill maybe Jabs, and that's it. Is the Infest actually going to go off cooldown now? Fnatic trying to play around that cooldown. 20 more seconds on the Infest. MP is better things to do at this time than sit in someone, so. The Illusions, however, going to spot out Virtus.Pro. The Rolling Thunder has to get channeled out from Abed, yeah. He's trying to start the fight on a solo, who's not the most optimal target, but is the one who's trying to purge everyone as the borrowed time does come out. The disruption of everything as the lasso comes out of the posture, gets him purged out almost immediately. No one going to be free in this fight to do damage, but Solo's going to get finished off by Ice. Abed stuck in the serpent wards, could potentially die as the Requiem of Souls from no one. No one else really casualty so far in this fight here, but the next one is probably going to be Jabs, yeah. Fnatic on the backside of this fight, trying to push back here. As MP functioning in the backline. Pasha's down, Roger's going to go down as well. This is a big turnaround for Fnatic as Graves is going to go down as well, managed to get disarmed. Oh my gosh, gets to get the time lapse off. The blink out to try and catch him. DJ tracking him perfectly. What the heck? Does he have the gem? Yeah, he does. The BKB's popped out from Ramses. He's going to be able to Shikuchi and at least TP out as long as Lasso isn't up again. Yeah, Lasso isn't up. Demonic Purge isn't up. Should be able to TP safely, but oh, the bash up from Abed. Managed to catch him in the tree line. That's going to be a kill. Oh my goodness. The patience up from Abed to find that and interrupt him. I don't know if there's a sound cue for the bash, or if he saw him and saw he got the bash, but it might have just been the hit. I think there was the sound of the hit proc. I don't know if you heard the bash go off. I don't even know if you can hear the bash go off, but that was nuts. Excellently played from Fnatic there, really realizing like how good of a position Virtus.Pro were there for a moment, where they kind of just could like funnel Fnatic in through one side and kind of keep the rest of the people they don't want to focus on the river, but no. I wouldn't word it that way. I'd say Fnatic. Oh, actually, no one is in a bit of trouble here. Getting Yulesed up. DJ is gonna try and take advantage of this, but he is at low health, so at risk of dying here from no one. No one still has a Satanic and a BKB. These two supports of Fnatic, seeing if they can match up to the carry boys. The Lasso does come out. BKB probably gonna get activated here together with Satanic, possibly. Nope. Instead, just gonna channel out that TP. Gonna get out pretty safely as the buyback out from Ramses, as we see the other three members of Fnatic doing pretty good work in the base. Hex out onto MP, could be in a bit of trouble, but the Lotus Sword comes out to save him, blocks out that shackle. So no other casualties here, but the buyback again from Ramses. So he's really far down there now, 5th on the leaderboard in terms of net worth. MP finally taking over no one, as would be expected. No one's still doing really well this game. A pretty good substitute for Ramsey's unfortunate, situation. I wouldn't say it's Ramsey's fault, but you did also just match against a Timber, I think, right? Yeah. I mean, Timber just means you have to play safe, right? You have to play at range. You can't Shikuchi into a wave, because you're going to get hit by the Whirling Death every single time, because, there's a visual cue, and he takes damage every time you're in range for the Whirling Death, so pretty good indicators for that, as Virtus.Pro should know what's going on here. Ward's going out from Fnatic to try and spot things out. The ward on the river gets to a little too late, but DJ kind of going to reveal that they are doing Roche. Do you see Virtus.Pro immediately turn on to that as they do get spotted in the river? Roger the first one to get spotted here. Should see a big fight coming out as Ramsey is going to be the forefront for this, as Abed gonna just pick him out. The BKB gonna be popped early from Ramsey as the Yule's out on the DJ. Jumps straight out onto Jabs though. Jabs goes down immediately. Roger in the back end, chased by Ice though. Abed managing to get the Rolling Thunder off, but not much else. The Infest straight onto them. Nice moves on the Jabs, or onto Roger though. Roger does manage to get by back. Abed not going to be able to come back in this fight though, as he is very low. Ramses perhaps could pick up this kill as Pasha gets pictured by MP and Ice. Yeah, Ice is going to pick up that kill. Abed, manages to TP out, so this is a pretty good situation for Fnatic as long as they can get out of here. As the Lasso straight out onto Shadow Fiend, no one here, but the Shackle straight. Oh my god, the Shackles on the MP pretty much prevented him to take advantage of that Lasso, so Fnatic honestly going to be in a bad situation here as the buyback out from MP thinks he can probably turn this fight around. All members of Virtus.Pro looking pretty low as the Atos out onto Roger. Roger going to try and hold that shackle, but not going to do enough time to kill Abed. Abed going to be able to swashbuckle out of there. Does manage to get picked up eventually by Ramses. No one though going to get in a bad situation. Ice is going to be able to trade his life there for that kill. Solo also going to get picked up, but buybacks from both members. No one and Solo going to be able to buy back as well. So many buybacks in this fight. I think, yeah, Virtus.Pro kind of dug their grave there with what happened. Oh man, that was really tough. I'd say Virtus.Pro are not prepared for dealing with this composition. I think Fnatic drafted a pretty beautiful comp here. Not much else I can say about it. Like, you have good team fight. The Pangolier was pretty broken. I mean, like, it's such a good strong pick in this meta where, like, a lot of the drafts are going to be either one or two spell immune heroes and that's it. Like there's not much else other than people getting BKBs at like what the 30-minute mark. Like it's just so hard to just fight against something that just literally like separates your entire team and it's just like a big huge stop sign for half your team, you know? It's cool that they beat KBs now so the carries can do damage, but at this point it's pretty late in the game since MP is pretty much cutting through anyone he comes across. Let's see what items he has. Yeah, he's got the halberd in case of the retaliation of the carry, so he's able to like force them in a situation where they want to fight. As Virtus.Pro actually managed to sneak out this Roche here. The last are gonna try. Oh, Jab's actually been able to snatch the Aegis. Blinks in to claim it. Does also have disruption here. Nice move out from Jabs. Doesn't have disruption. So yeah, unfortunately he is gonna die, but he does also get the cheese. What an excellent play out from Jabs. Way to go. The combination together with the lasso from DJ to stop no one from picking up the Aegis. Virtus.Pro were kind of in a panic there. That was an excellent play from Jabs. Mad respect out to that guy. But yeah, both DJ and Jabs, that was really nice. Things just getting worse for Virtus.Pro though. Oh man, I thought this was gonna be a nice game. We were gonna see some back and forth, some really strong teams. Virtus.Pro just, what if they let let Fnatic know they're just like, hey, why don't we just farm for 20 minutes? You know, why can we just do that? Late game's much more exciting anyways, but Fnatic were not down for that. Very much not down for that. There's the 16k lead. It's pretty hard evidence they're not messing around. No one in a bit of an awkward situation. We saw those raises. He tried to guess where the minion wave would come, but I think it was either blocked or slower than Dyer's minion wave. So he mistimed it with the raises. Didn't hit a single one. Maybe one or two. But we all make mistakes. Pro players, everyone makes mistakes. The wise words of Hannah Montana. Funnily enough, the targets for Infest are probably the biggest mystery of Fnatic's like approach here. I'm not sure why MP decides to infest Abed or Ice 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 or DJ when like I feel like Ice 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 is probably the most efficient. I mean like with infesting in the bat round means you're gonna try and take advantage of the lassos. The time lapse almost immediately out from Pasha, or from Ramses here. Firefly from DJ, gonna be able to spot people out on the cliff, so no one's gonna get lassoed almost immediately. Aphotic Shield actually not gonna be able to come out as the force that puts him out of range. The BKB gonna be popped, however, as lasso's duration goes down. The buyback immediately from Jabs, who does get popped almost immediately. Long range shackle straight out on Abed. Just gets teared open by no one and those Serpent Wards. Yeah, no one's finally come on live. The right click gonna be really potent. MP gonna have to rage here to escape, but still in a pretty bad situation as Rolling Thunder almost gets channeled out from Abed. Abed is on the backside here, however. Ice Ice Ice, yeah, trying to get the back line, but the buyback from Rogers gonna, or the buy, like, the whole like formation of Virtus.Pro right now is such an issue as Yule's up actually out on the Pasha. Could this be a secondary fight here happening? Could the turnaround for Fnatic really close out this game? Ice 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 coming out on the back line trying to locate solo, but the bar time is activated. Ice 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 in a bit of a precarious situation. Does manage to pop the cheese though as the stuns chains out straight on no one. He keeps getting bashed. He doesn't even be able to do anything. He goes down. Oh, the kill picked up again on the solo too, who also dieback. So two members of Virtus.Pro on a dieback. 2 minutes out. Is Pasha, yep, gonna be able to get chased down here as well. The Corrosive Haze gonna be able to lock him down. Roger gonna sacrifice his life instead, but I think Virtus.Pro know. Yeah, things are over here. Ancient's gonna get picked up just by the minions as Pasha gets picked up by his back, but nothing much else here as the GG call is out here. Pretty impressive showing here from Fnatic. Things are close. I mean, Virtus.Pro. So we'll sum up this game here in like a quick okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and fit this recap into like maybe a minute. We'll give it 2 minutes. So talk about both sides here. Fnatic excellently played, pretty excellent draft overall. Key player probably I'd say is Abed in here and Ice Ice Ice. DJ obviously doing a good job getting lassos here and there, but in most of the times they got purged by the Aphotic Shield, which isn't his fault. I mean, like, Solo was doing pretty well with those. Not every single time, obviously, since it was a little harder being the Abaddon with the range, but a lot of times he got covered, I'd say, pretty proficiently. But Ice 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 really doing well to stifle that safe lane. The decision to swap as soon as they noticed that Ramses was in the bottom was really nice. Abed, obviously, with the Rolling Thunder. I think it was just the fact that Pangler is such a good hero made team fighting for Virtus.Pro so hard, and the fact that Pasha didn't buy a Blink Dagger first item. Why would you go Spirit Vessel? Why? Why? Like, The only one it works on is Ice Ice Ice, and maybe MP in the late game, but he can purge it off with Rage. So like it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I think anything like I think a Blink would have been better there. I think even a Force Staff would have been better. I think drums with Tranquils or Force or Phase Boots would have been way better there. But no one opting for the drums instead. That's also could potentially be the reason. But I think Pasha's build choice was an issue with Virtus.Pro. They weren't able to get off their feet once they had that like start. Like Virtus.Pro slowly started up the engine, but we saw some good things out of them in some of those team fights. But Fnatic really just had the advantage earlier on, which made it so that Virtus.Pro had a lot less opportunities to turn things around, and Fnatic were playing pretty carefully too and giving respect out to VP, making sure that they weren't overextending or, really overcommitting to a kill and losing too many people. But yeah, really good game out from them. Hopefully, hopefully we see a return from Virtus.Pro, but this is a winner's bracket game, so not too much pressure here. We'll see ya in the next game, though. Feel free to leave a like and comment or subscribe if you want to support me, but I appreciate you guys. We'll get on to game 2. Peace.